Hey y'all, it's me Emma from The Rice Life. I have not done a pregnancy update since 4 weeks pregnant. I am now, 15 weeks and 2 days pregnant. And y'all, I have not done an update because I'm just starting to feel better with this pregnancy. I'm not trying to complain, guys, but this has definitely been the hardest pregnancy of any pregnancy I've ever had. I've been sick. I wrote all my notes down because it's been weeks since I last talked to you guys. So I think I did, yeah, my last update was 11 weeks ago. And so I wrote down that I've been nauseous since like a couple days before turning 6 weeks pregnant. So the nausea came, and it came, y'all, with a vengeance. It came full force. And so I've been super sick. I haven't been vomiting. Like I've gagged and stuff a lot during this pregnancy, but I've not full on like just vomited. It's normally all day nausea, which to me is kind of worse because I've gotten to the point where I'd rather just vomit and get it over with, but I just have all day nausea. I lost about 6 pounds at the beginning of pregnancy. So that was pretty tough, guys, because nothing sounded good. Even water sounded gross to me for a while. I couldn't eat a lot, couldn't drink a lot, and or not even a lot, enough. And so I was really miserable. And this isn't going to be like a super miserable pregnancy vlog, but I do want to let you guys know why I haven't been around. And so I just been super sick, guys. It started tapering off not even a week ago, and then it came back again this week. So I kind of feel like I jinxed it because last week I was like, oh, I'm finally over my nausea, and you know, I'm in the second trimester, I feel amazing. And then like 2 days later I was sick again. So yeah, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. So I'm just trying to really deal with that. I'm still super excited to be pregnant. I just want to get to the point that I'm not sick anymore. And I have a few people that have said, oh, I was sick my entire pregnancy. And I'm like, look, y'all, I can't do this. So and I think the big part of it too is working full time and like having to get up at like 5:15 in the morning and, you know, start my day really early and my day really late. And so I just feel like I don't have time to rebound with this pregnancy. And so I feel really lethargic, just really tired. And so I'm not used to feeling that way during pregnancy. I'm used to feeling, you know, excited and amped up and ready to go and, you know, full of energy. And I just don't feel that way with this baby. And it may just be because I'm a little older than I was the last time. You know, I was this far along. The last baby that I carried this far was Kylan, and that was 4 years ago. So it's definitely been a while. So I don't know, guys, maybe it's me being a little older, maybe it's like, I don't know, hormonal. I'm not sure what it is, guys, but I'm just really ready to feel normal again. All right, guys, so I have written down that I had an ER visit at 6 weeks. And y'all might hear our neighbors outside. I don't know if they're having a cookout or what, but I did have an ER visit at 6 weeks. I was at work, and it was at the end of the work day, and I wiped and I noticed some blood on the tissue, and I just obviously freaked out. And so I wiped again. I saw a little more blood, and that was it. I left work. I went straight to the ER, and they did an ultrasound, and we didn't get a printout or anything because it was like an ER visit, but I remember the doctor coming in and saying, yeah, there's a baby in there. So that definitely reassured us, obviously. And then he just said that I had a really, you know, a sizable cyst on my right ovary, and that they were thinking that's where the bleeding was coming from. So I'm not sure how cysts on ovaries in pregnancy works. I've heard people say theirs have gotten bigger. I've heard people say theirs have gotten smaller. It just depends on what your body's going to do, kind of. So I have had a bit of cramping with this pregnancy. And I think it's obviously my uterus growing, but it's also the cyst too. So and it's normally on my right side where the cyst is. So so that has not been fun. But I have not had any more bleeding since then. Well, yes, it did. I had like a little bit more spotting like a week after that, but it wasn't enough for me to be concerned about. And I definitely was concerned because I'd already known that I had a cyst, and that may have been where it was coming from. So I wasn't as anxious and worked up as I was the week before when I went to the ER. And so but I haven't had any like major bleeding or anything this pregnancy. So that's awesome. As you can hear, I'm out of breath already. So I did say that I lost 6 pounds in the beginning of the pregnancy, but I gained 4 pounds back, and I feel like it's all like it all went straight to my belly. I'm gonna insert a picture of me a week ago. So yeah. So my neighbors they're having a cookout, guys. They're super loud. I got the kids to be quiet, so now my neighbors are being loud. So I'm hoping I can get through this, but I think the last thing I said was that I was going to insert a picture of me from last week that John took for me. And guys, I had so many cute ideas for pregnancy photos this time around, and I've only taken about 3 pictures of me being pregnant, and most of them are selfies. Most of them are me, you know, holding the camera up to my belly and that kind of thing. It's just a little different this time around, guys. Not that we're not as excited, but we're just super busy. And when I was pregnant with the other 3, I was in undergrad, grad school. Like, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was not working full-time, and so guys, it's really hard for me to do the things that I used to do. But I kind of feel like I've slighted this baby by not taking as many pictures and that kind of thing. But this baby is well loved. At least I can say that we love this baby. It's just that we don't have as much documentation, which I'm a little sad about, but oh well. So yeah, and so I got an ultrasound at the ER. I feel like I've had a ton of ultrasounds, so that was never my intention. We'd scheduled an ultrasound for like an imaging place the week after the ER visit, and it was already scheduled like 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. So I've already had about 3 ultrasounds, which I did not want to have because I'm not really big on ultrasounds. But we had the one at the ER, which was of course unexpected, and then we had the 7-week ultrasound, and that's the one that we used for the like the pregnancy announcement. Like, once we got the ultrasound a week after the ER visit, we confirmed pregnancy. That's when we made our announcement. A couple days before Father's Day. And then I had an ultrasound, another elective ultrasound at 10 weeks, and it was like I was like an ultrasound model for this place. And I did this before with the kids too, but with the other kids, but I was an ultrasound model, and it was like maybe a 5-minute ultrasound. And the baby then, guys, was acting crazy. Like, this baby was it felt like I was so much further along than 10 weeks. So let me go I'm gonna show you that picture. Yeah, guys, so when she did the ultrasound, the baby was just like kicking around, moving around. Like, I don't know what I expected to see at 10 weeks. Well, actually, I was supposed to be 10 weeks, but I think I measured like 3 or 4 days ahead. I'm not sure what was, you know, I mean, it's an ultrasound. You really can't go by that. My due date is February 1st. I think she said I should go by, like, from the ultrasound, go by like January 29th or 30th. I'm like, girl, look, I'm going by February 1st because, you know, I'm dating by my ovulation, that kind of thing. But the baby is measuring, or was measuring at least then, a little bit ahead, so that was fun. And so the baby was just like moving around, and it was like, it was unreal. And so, but this is the picture she got. She kind of got the baby, and here's the baby right here, right there. Yeah, they're having a cookout, y'all. I want to go over there, but there's the baby. Hopefully you can see it, that little blob right there. And it's kind of like the baby's back almost. She was really upset because, like, we saw the baby move around a ton, and then when she went to go get the picture, then the baby was just kind of chilling again. But there's my little turkey butt, and this was 5 weeks ago, guys. So it's been not too long since we've seen the baby, but it's been a while since this picture. And yeah, so we will have 1 more ultrasound for this pregnancy, and that will be the anatomy scan at around 18 to 20 weeks. So that's about 3 weeks or so. Yeah, 18 to 20 weeks. That's like 3 to 5 weeks. And so going into the ultrasound, we're not going to find out what we're having. So many people said, do you know what you're having? Do you know what we're having? And guys, or are you going to find out what you're having too? And we're not going to find out what we're having this time around. If y'all been following me for a while, for at least 4 years since Kylan's been born, y'all know that we did not find out with Kylan. We did not find out what we were having with him. We had the same name for a boy and a girl. Like, no matter what, it was going to be Kylan Monroe. And so we're gonna do that this time around. We just really like the idea of not finding out. And I felt the pregnancy's going by really quick to me. And then too, it's almost like if we were to find out, it would kind of be like, what do we have to look forward to? So it's just really fun, even though I have a gut feeling, and I will let y'all know that like in the future, but I've had a gut feeling about what this baby was since before it was conceived. And yes, I'll let you guys know that in the future. Like, I feel like I already know what I'm having. And yes, I feel like I'm not gonna say I don't need an ultrasound to tell me that, but all of my gut instincts have been right with every child, and I'll be absolutely shocked if this baby is not what I think it is, because I just think it's a certain gender or sex or whatever. But we're not finding out what we're having, and I'm okay with that. John's okay. Y'all know John didn't want to find out with Kylan because we had a boy and a girl, and he was just like, we already have one of each, we'll find out. And he had to talk me into it a little bit, and once he talked me into it, I was dead set on not finding out. We didn't find out with Kylan, and then this time around, it was just like, it was just implied that we were just not going to find out. So we have not even talked about the sex of the baby, honestly, at all. Like, well, sometimes I ask John, what do you think it is? And so I was like, well, it's a 50-50 chance. I'm like, seriously? But y'all, we don't care what it is. Y'all know that Karsyn wants a sister, Kylan wants a sister, Kaine really doesn't care. And I'm like Kaine, I mean, I could picture us with either, but y'all, I really don't care at all what this baby is. We've wanted this baby for so long. So guys, as long as this baby is happy and healthy, and I know that's like cliche, but y'all, I just don't care what this baby is. Honestly, don't care. So that's that. We're not finding out what the sex of the baby is. Okay guys, and another thing is that we are having a home birth this time around. I've already had 2 appointments here at the house. The midwife comes over, she checks the vitals and all that. She checks the baby's heartbeat, and we just talk about like logistics, like where the birth pool is going to go, and you know, we talk a little more about that kind of stuff every appointment. And so I met like her birth assistant last week. I had my other appointment last week. I've already met with her twice, like I said. And so yeah, so then she sends me to get lab work, that kind of thing, if I need lab work. All my lab work has come back awesome, which is good. So guys, I feel like I'm a great candidate for a home birth, and mainly because I've given birth the last 2 times in a birth center, and Karsyn's was 5 hours long. Kylan's was about a little over 2 hours long. And so guys, even John said, you're not gonna make it to a birth center this time around. And so I'm just really living the idea of having the baby in the home and being able to snuggle and cuddle with my baby and not have to leave my house. It's gonna be the beginning of February. And so I just want to be able to stay at home with my baby and snuggle and love on my baby, and not have to worry about putting the baby in a car seat and all that kind of stuff, and taking the baby to doctor's visits and all that. The midwife will do the initial visits and all that for like the almost like a pediatrician, like an at-home pediatrician type thing. So we won't have to worry about that for at least a couple weeks, I'm pretty sure. So it's just gonna be really nice to give birth in the wintertime and not have to leave my house. Okay, and one of the last things I'm going to talk about is movement. I've been feeling movement, y'all, since, or like flutters, since about almost 10 weeks. So a little bit before this ultrasound picture, I was feeling flutters, and at first I thought I was going crazy, and then I kept feeling them. They're super strong now, y'all. Like, I'm legit feeling movement now, like rolls and all that. And I felt them earlier and earlier with every pregnancy, and this is definitely the earliest I've ever felt the baby move around. And so yeah guys, I'm just in awe, because a lot of times I forget I'm pregnant, which kind of sounds weird, but when the baby moves, I'm like, oh, there's a baby in there. And so it's really exciting. I think I've been so just inundated with being sick and kind of complaining this pregnancy that I just really haven't enjoyed this pregnancy, and when the baby moves, it really helps me to remember to enjoy this time. So yeah. Okay guys, and the last thing I'm going to talk about is the names we have picked out. We do not have the same name this time for a boy and a girl. Like, you know, like I said, Kylan was going to be Kylan whether a boy or girl, and we have 2 different names picked out for each sex of baby. And these names were picked out honestly years ago. Like, these have been names that we've talked about forever, and over the past few months, like before we got pregnant, these names were definitely confirmed for us. And I had a really hard time picking the middle names. I felt like the other kids, they all had like family middle names, and so it was really hard for me to pick middle names for, you know, for this baby. But we did it. We finalized the names like a little over a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And y'all, I'm so in love with these names, and I'm really excited to tell y'all the name once the baby's born. Obviously, I can't tell you each name for each sex because we're only having 1 baby as far as I know. And so when that baby's born, then we'll do like the gender reveal and name reveal like all in the same video, probably like before the birth video goes up or something. We'll do a quick little gender and name reveal at the same time. And so yeah, so the names picked out, guys. Like, everything is honestly set in stone, and we're just, I hate to say we're ready, not hate to say, but I feel like we're ready, which is honestly a good thing. But we're ready, guys. We're ready. And I'm not ready I don't want to say I'm ready for pregnancy to be over, because I'm irritable and I'm going through a lot, but I'm really excited for February. So yeah guys, so that's my 15-week update. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. I'm really out of breath, guys, but I'm excited. We're all excited. We're just really embracing this time, and I'm really hoping that I begin to feel a little better so I can enjoy this pregnancy a lot more, update you guys a lot more, because as y'all know, I did weekly updates with the other pregnancies. Alright guys, my camera cut off, but I feel like I have slighted this turkey, because like I said, I did weekly updates with the other babies because I wasn't as sick. And so I just have not been feeling it. And not that I haven't been feeling this pregnancy, but I have just not been feeling good. And that is just really different for me, because I'm never sick like this during pregnancy. And I remember when I was sick the entire pregnancy, and I just felt horrible, and I was like, well, what's going on? Okay, that's, you know, that's not me. And I just really feel for those women, because I never thought this would be me. I never thought that I'd be somebody that's sick well into the 2nd trimester. So y'all just pray that I start feeling a little better, because I do miss you guys and miss updating. And but I do plan to, no matter what, try to push through it, and just let you guys know what's going on, because I know you guys really miss us. I just plan to update more. So all right guys, this is Emerald from The Rice Life, and I will see you in our next video. Bye y'all.
Like and subscribe. Join us for the ride.